Today we're looking at how to get real estate seller leads using Google Ads. Google Ads is one of the best ways to reach home sellers before anybody else does, as most home sellers Google their intentions before they speak to anybody else about them. So today you'll see how to get started with Google Ads, how to target homeowners, and how to get them to call you. Let's begin. Hey, time it. If we're just meeting, welcome to the channel that brings actionable content to grow your business through online marketing. So if that sounds beneficial, consider subscribing. Question of the day, have you used Google Ads in the past? And what have been your results? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, so here we are in Google Ads. If your display looks a little bit different than this, chances are because you set up your account and went with more of the express or the simplified version of Google Ads. For you to get back onto this display, all you have to do is go to Tools and Settings, and there should be a button over here that says Switch to Expert Mode, something to that effect. So then you can see exactly what you're seeing on the screen here, and you're able to follow along a little bit easier, and you're gonna have more functionalities all in all. All right, so since we're going after seller leads, we need to do some keyword planning. So we're going to go to Keyword Planner, go to Discover New Keywords, and let's just type in something like sell my house. Now remember, whenever you're doing some keyword research, you need to put yourself in the mindset of what is the customer ultimately looking for? What's the client ultimately searching for whenever they types this particular keyword into their search bar? Or any other keyword or keyword phrase, because that's going to tell you a lot of what the offer needs to be from your end. If somebody types in, how much is my house worth, then you might want to have a CMA on the back end on your ad, where when people click on it, they put their address and they get a CMA. So you can do Cloud CMA, a KV Core, Market Report, and there's various other third-party websites that will allow you to do a CMA that's automated, so you don't have to do it manually. Or you could do it manually, but it's just not going to be as instant. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind whenever somebody is searching for a keyword or a keyword phrase. What can I offer to satisfy that? Because if you type in something like right now, sell my house, if you put a lot of information about buying a house, then it's not necessarily addressing the need. Yes, they may buy a house as well in the future, but right now they're trying to solve for selling their house. So let's see what happens. All right, sell my house. Let's go based off of the average monthly searches. I think it's already ranked that way, but it doesn't hurt to click on it. 6,600 monthly searches. You can see the competition is high. We're in the United States. So let's get a little bit closer to home. We'll go with Texas. I don't suggest that you get too myopic with it. The closest or the narrowest, the most targeted that I would get would be a county-wise. I wouldn't get down to the city. I certainly wouldn't get down to a neighborhood when I'm doing my keyword research. So keep that in mind. All right, so sell my house fast. That's competitive, $52 a click. Sell my house fast, to sell your house, selling your home, selling your house. So you see that there's a lot of people that are investors that are bidding up these keywords because for them, they want to sell their house and they want to sell their house fast, at least particular to this one right here. So we're going to continue going. How to sell the house. You know, that's something that I would consider adding to my list. Sell own house, how to sell own house. So you're looking at some FSBOs. So whenever you're targeting keywords like this, if you were to select those, sell own house, on your ad copy, you would say, thinking about selling your house on your own, or thinking of selling your house without an agent, or find out how you can make more money working with an agent. So you're looking at what they're searching for and you're matching that up with your offer so you can pull them into what you have to say. Selling houses in my area, sell your own house, houses for sale near my location, buy and sell houses, sell my house now, how to sell your house by owner, sell your house quickly, best ways to sell your house. One quick favor before continuing, please be sure to hit the like button so this video's reach is magnified and others benefit. Also, don't forget to check out my free Google Ads course, link in description. So this is one that I would target. It's a bit costly, but it's very targeted. Need to sell my house. Selling the house in a divorce. That's very niche. That's something you could certainly target. How do I sell my house? That's also something that I would target. How to sell my house. Recently houses sold. Want to sell my house. How to sell your house quickly. That's still a little bit more expensive than I would like, but sell my house. So I'm just going through here and giving you ideas as we're seeing some keywords that you might want to target. Now you can see there's a lot of investors going after these keywords. Again, this is very direct. Sell my house. That is very close to the end of their consumer journey. Should I sell my rental property? That's something that I would potentially target. The competition is low, not as much average monthly searches, so you would need to pair that up with a few other keywords, but that's a good keyword to target. So going through here, so as you can see, again, the cost per clicks, it's high. It's high, no bones about that. All right, let's just say, let's give you another example. Listing agent, let's see. Now, this also is a little bit closer to the end of their journey, where now they're looking for a listing agent. They've gone beyond the research. Now they're looking for somebody to enact what their wishes are. So realtors near me, CPC. So realtors near me is actually one that I would target. Remax realtor, finding a realtor. Let's see, let's scroll down. Realtor agencies near me. It's a little bit costly, but I would go for that. Realtor to sell my house, that's a bit expensive. Find a realtor near me. That is that's about right. Realtors, best realtors in my area, that's something that I would target. All right. So this is basically what you have to do every single time when you're getting ready to launch your campaign. We're not going to get too much into this any longer. I just wanted to give you the way to do some keyword planning so you're not left whenever you're creating your ad just trying to guess at it, even though in this particular case we will be guessing a little bit because I'm not going to save any of these right now. So we're going to go and create our ad, go to new campaign. We're going to go create a campaign without a goals guidance. We're going to do a search ad. We're going to drive people to our website. We're not going to worry about inputting the website now. All right, so the name, we're not going to worry about the name right now, but just remember, whenever you're creating your campaign name, make it as descriptive as possible so you can look at your reports very quickly and see which is working and which is not working, and see exactly what you selected in your campaign. That way you don't have to go to the settings or go to the ad groups or go to the keywords to see what type of ad you've been running. All right, so we're going to leave that there. The networks, we're not going to do anything with the networks. If you're retargeting, that's when you introduce the networks. But right now, the networks, if you leave those, that's a money pit. So avoid that. And simply because it says search does not mean that it's search like on Google. This is search across their networks. I think they even explain it here. All right, so your start and end dates, campaign URL options. If you're tracking your conversions, this is where you would go to embed your template. Dynamic search ads. So we're not going to do dynamic search ads, but basically it helps. Let's see, target relevant searches automatically based on your website, then use headlines automatically customized to people's actual searches. So it's going to look at your website and it's going to help you dynamically change the titles of your ads. It's super cool, but we're not going to get into that. All right, so now we see this is where you can get as targeted as possible. In the keywords, we didn't do that because we wanted to get a more macro perspective on what's happening in the area. But here we can and we should get a bit more granular. All right, people in or regularly in a targeted location. So enter a location, and I think we said San Antonio. If we didn't say it, then that's what we're gonna do. So we're here in San Antonio. People in, regularly in. All right, so English, we're gonna stick to that. All right, this is going to take a little while to load. I don't know what's going on with the internet, but basically what it's going to give us is going to give us options of demographics. It's going to give us detailed demographics, so who they are, what their interests and habits are, what they are actively researching and planning, how they have interacted with your business, and combined audiences. So if we go to demographics, let's just go to homeowners. So anybody that's a homeowner, that's who we're targeting. And we're going to introduce the keywords. So for our purposes today, we're only looking at people that are homeowners. All right. Observation, not going to worry about that. Budget, we're going to go with $50 per day. Conversions. Right now, we're going to select clicks. And the reason for that is because I didn't show you how to set up a conversion. Now, to set up a conversion, you just have to go up here to tools and settings to create a conversion, which does involve you installing your global site tag and creating a conversion, meaning anybody that ultimately gives you their information becomes a lead, aka has converted, become a lead for you. So since we didn't go up there and set up a conversion, we're going to leave it at clicks. We're going to optimize for people clicking on our ad rather than people that gave us their contact information, which at the end of the day, you would actually rather maximize and optimize for those people that converted rather than clicks. But for our purposes, we're going to leave it at clicks. All right, show more settings. So you have several, if you have several conversions set up, you just choose that and select the actual conversion that you want to advertise to. But for our purposes, we're not doing that today. Schedule, you can select when you want your ads to run. The ad rotation, so optimize, prefer best performing ads. That makes sense. All right, so ad extensions. I highly encourage you to add as many site extensions as possible. There's various different things. So site link extensions, add links to your ad. So basically, these are additional links to the ad. They're not always going to show up, but whenever you do win in the auction, they will show up sometimes. I know I didn't say that perfectly, but know that only because you add site link extensions, call out extension, or call extensions does not mean that they're actually going to show up. Now, they will show up whenever you've won in the auction and there's enough budget for it, but they're not going to show up all of the time. However, it's still a good idea to include them because when they do show up, it gives your ad a bit more depth to it. It's going to be longer, or it's going to be larger for people to have a chance at clicking on it. So site link extensions, you're able to add 4. We're not going to add any in this particular example, but you can create your own site link extension. So site link 1, site link 2, 3, and 4. And then you can redirect them either to the same URL or a different URL. That's up to you. I would suggest that you, at bare minimum, create these site link extensions. Call out extension is basically calling out some important aspects about your business. Let's just say same day appraisals. Let's see what else. Top real estate agent. Something else that you really want to call out within your business. Voted number 1 in the county 3 years in a row. That's actually too many characters, but basically that's what you're doing right there. So whenever you create a call out extension, you can create 4 as well, which see, you only have 25 characters per call out. All right. Now, these are not hyperlinks, so just know that these are just called out. This is just, hey, I want you to know this, but it's not a link to anywhere. It's part of the ad. In call extensions, you add your phone number. You can add your phone number and show it as is, or you can add a tracking phone number, which Google uses, which the downside to that is since your phone number is switched, then it's tracked, which is good, but the downside is that you don't have your actual phone number show up at all. So you may have pride in your phone number, especially if you have a vanity phone number that you're proud of. So just know that. All right, we're going to go to save and continue. All right, this is where your keyword goes into full effect. You've already done all your research. This is where you place your keyword. So if you're looking for a listing, or if you got all of the keywords that are for listing agents, for selling agents, or for agents that essentially those keyword phrases that a homeowner that wants to list is targeting, this is where you would place them. So remember, we already selected that we want only homeowners. Now we put our list of keywords. For our example, actually best listing agent, best sellers agent. I didn't copy those, and I should have, but I didn't copy them and bring them over here. So what we're going to do is the next best thing and guess, which is what I suggested that you didn't do. But you can also have, you get a bit of keyword, this is the keyword planner, but much more simplified. So you can select some keywords here that makes sense for you. Hottest real estate agents, okay. Top rated realtors, find best real estate agent. So you can include these types of keywords because remember, on the demographics, you already selected that they're homeowners. So it's going to help you out. You at least know that they have homes. So best real estate agents. All right. And then you have the keyword broad match, keyword phrase match, and keyword exact match. So if you leave it like this, it's broad match. That means any keyword search or a keyword phrase that's typed in that resembles this, your ad has a potential of showing up. Phrase match is if you put these in quotation marks, this particular line in quotation marks, that means this can be within any other search. So as long as it has best listing agent, somewhere in that search, it's going to show up. And then phrase match in brackets, if you bracket it, anything within those brackets is going to show up, but that's it. So if they get a little bit close, but it's not the exact match, then no, it's not going to show up. So that's the exact match. Now there is a broad match modifier method, which to learn more is you just have to click learn more and read it upon there, but we're not going to do that. Okay, so we're going to save and continue. Now we're going to get to the point of creating our ad. All right, so here we go. So the final URL, you would put the URL that you're driving traffic to. So in our previous example where I gave the example of what's my house worth, then this is where you would put your cloud CMA or your seller market URL, a URL that goes to a place where people can actually get their home's value. So that's where you would put the URL. Also in this example, let's just say they're listing their home. So you're just going to drive onto your website, your landing page, I'm sorry. Make sure that it's very targeted. It's going to ask for the HTTPS, isn't it? That'll be fine. So remember that whenever they're searching for something, make sure that you deliver it on your landing page or a squeeze page. I highly suggest that you don't drive them to your traditional website because there's a good probability that they'll get lost. So with Google Ads, people are very impatient. So as soon as they see their first, what they perceive to be the solution, and they click on it and they go over and get confused and just get frustrated, they're going to bounce right back and you already lost that click. So you were charged, but you didn't convert that lead. So be very specific with your ads. And then headline, let's just say, need to sell home fast. List with the best. That question mark is probably going to get it. No, it'll probably let it go. All right, so third headline. Reliable real estate agent, or dependable. I like dependable, but it's probably going to be too long. There we go. All right, so this is a phantom URL, so it doesn't matter. Let's just say San Antonio. This doesn't link anywhere. You don't have to have this URL copied anywhere. So, and then here you would just highlight the best top listing agent around. Work with the best. So as you can see here, this is the actual description. So you did 3 titles. There is the URL. Again, this is a phantom URL. And then you have the description, and then the call out will be right below it. You're not going to be able to see it here, but the call out is going to be below. And then your site link extensions will also be listed below. Your phone number is going to be off to the right. So that is all you would need to do. So you would go to save and continue. You're going to get the confirmation. And then within 2 to 3 business days, your ad is going to get approved. There are chances that it will get approved much quicker, but there are also chances where it will not get approved. So I highly encourage you that after 1 day, so 24 hours, that you call them. Right now, since the pandemic that's going on, the issue that's going on right now, they're probably closed. So because of that, they're they're not taking any calls right now, but whenever you do advertise and whenever it's back to business, then you do want to call them and have them manually review. So that'll prevent them from delaying 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and not ever getting around to your ad. So that way they have a manual person or a manual review of your ad, and it's off and running, so you don't delay and waste a ton of days waiting for it to get approved, thinking that it'll get approved, but at the end of the day, it never will. Well, now that you know how to get seller leads using Google Ads, it's time to learn how to get buyer leads. I'll link that video right here for your viewing pleasure. And if you found value today, please be sure to subscribe so we can talk again soon.